Hey friends and family, what's going on? My name is Skylent, and I do like talking about games and stuff, especially on the daily. We got some drama, we got some updates, I got some things to feed you, and the gameplay in the background is of Bonk.io, because I'm doing a couple of top 10 IO games lists, and imagine that. Bonk.io is actually incredibly fun. Anyways, so that's just miscellaneous, but I do like to start this series off with a deal of the day. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Down in the description is GOG's Winter Sale. Actually, I got 5 games that I think you need to buy on this sale. I went ahead, I normally don't do this, and I find specific games, just one specific game, or if there's a big bundle or something, I'll just say the bundle. But this time, guys, there's a big sale, and I picked out 5 games. Titan Souls to the Moon, Brother, A Tale of Two Sons, Hollow Knight, and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. They're on sales, good sales, and they're really different, weird games, I think, or just super good games. You should be buying those. But yeah, I do know that I'm kind of spitting through this video because we got the Steam Winter Sale that I need to do a live browsing by. So I will be streaming that. Hopefully you join us for that, and I will be chatting your heads off, and I'll be doing little mini reviews on basically every game ever and telling you if it's worth the price of the sale that it is then, and you know which ones have the best sales. So that's going to be happening, guys. But if you clicked for some drama or just, talk about some gaming news and updates, you want to know what's going on in the nerd world, well, I got some things to talk about. So the first things first is PUBG is finally out of early access. I think that's just like, the thing that slapped you in the face as soon as you woke up in the morning. Probably every forum, every YouTuber is going to be talking about this. Am I going to do a video? Am I going to stream it? Absolutely, but I'm really tired, and the Steam Winter Sale is going to be the prime focus here. But PUBG is out of early access, so what does that mean? It means 1.0. That means gold. That means, generally in game development terms, that optimization should be polished. The bugs and glitches should be, mostly kind of ironed out, evened out. And from reports of what people had to say on the test servers and also today when they were playing the new update, it seems like it's running a lot better. It seems like the netcode is greater. It seems like overall optimization when it comes to frame rates is a lot more solid. You're just getting way more. It just seems like in every little way that PUBG, okay, sometimes not so little, but in every way PUBG was faltering, it seems like has been bolstered up just a little bit. It's just a little bit better, a little bit bigger. And some people say it's night and day, actually. Some people say it's finally a fully fleshed out product. Debatable. I think that some of the graphics definitely need to be cleaned up a lot of it, and debatable about how you feel about PUBG using a lot of the Unreal assets or the store assets. So a lot of the originality of like Fortnite isn't really found here in PUBG. I have to say that. I really want the textures to be cleaned up, and I want the game to look a little bit better, and I would like more options to make my game look better, run cleaner, all that good stuff. But other than that, it seems like everyone's pretty happy with the game. It's running just much better, and that's really all you can ask. You gotta remember, guys, it's a 1 versus 99 game, okay? This is an insanely intensive game, and so it's only going to run so well, and look at how much good it does, and play the way it does. Yeah, so I definitely understand the daunting task that PUBG has. I absolutely appreciate it, but they also have a lot of money. It's an incredibly popular game. But we got to give them this, guys. They actually came out of early access, like, super fast, within the year. So, compared to basically every other early access game, even though PUBG's at mixed reviews, guys, honestly, it's right on track, and it's doing great. Next up, Destiny 2's new event is apparently pure greed according to everybody. Now, the Jim Sterling did a really good video talking about this. I think he explained it all very well because he actually played Destiny, did a pretty nice review on it. I think he didn't really hate on it too much, though he called it an MMO a little bit too many times. It's not an MMO. Destiny 2 is not an MMO. But anyways, a couple of other articles are out there, but I have a link to Destructoid article saying that the game, this new update, it's just pure greed. Now, it kind of goes and explains it long-windedly. I don't got time for that, and I don't have the knowledge to actually, fuel that fire. But what I do know is that this new event, this new seasonal event, added new stuff to the Eververse, which is their cash shop, essentially. So yeah, cool, fun little event. And I've played a lot of games specifically for their seasonal events. And sometimes I just happen to be playing them, I'll play some Chinese pay-to-win game, whatever, and it just happens to be the holidays. And then they have a holiday event. So, from that range, I've never ever games that are built on seasonal events and games that just happen to have it, but they're also egregiously, pay to win and stuff like that. I have never actually seen this happen where they make it to where you can't earn the stuff in game. That's pretty weird. So apparently that's kind of what's going on here, is that Destiny 2 stuff it's like they have these new loot boxes and they're for the seasonal event, but you have to, it's just cash shop stuff and you have to purchase it. Now, the only time that I've ever seen this is going to be stuff like League of Legends with skins. I understand that being a free-to-play game, you sell the skins, though even now, debatably, you can actually earn them, though it's still very RNG. But there's so many games that I've played where whenever there's an event, you always have some sort of opportunity, some way, somehow, if you really wanted to grind out and get those items. Maybe you wouldn't get all of them, you know, some things don't work out like that, like Overwatch, I get it. But with Destiny 2, it's like they don't even care. And remember, Destiny 2 is a AAA game with basically a subscription fee. Essentially, it definitely does have one if you have PlayStation Plus. You know, you gotta have the freaking expansions. It's ridiculous. And then all this stuff is kind of stacking together. And then all of this on top of the core gameplay, which is actually not that solid and really vague and stuff. There's actually been a couple news stories where items were added to the game or systems were in the game in place. And we talked about some of them, like the XP one, where just like it didn't make sense. You know, XP was vanishing, or this item doesn't work the way it should. We should be getting way more items and loot, but we're not, because Bungie's just being shady assholes, really. Destiny is just like a shitty game that it's a piece of shit that's put into a box and then, you know, wrapped with a ribbon, and it makes it look like a pretty gift. But as soon as you open it up, Destiny 2 is just a pile of poop. That's pretty much what it is, guys. And it sucks because it had so much goodwill from the end of Destiny. Apparently, you know, Destiny launched lackluster, boring, obviously a cash grab, but it ended up building into something kind of worthwhile, maybe. You know, buy it and get all the expansions, run through it once, maybe. But Destiny 2 threw that all the way and just stomped on it, set it on fire, threw it off the roof, and then ran it over. So yeah, new event, added new items to their cash shop, but in a game all about grinding, acquiring new loot, they made this to where you can't actually grind to acquire this loot. That's why, you know, on top of everything else, it's just fucking ridiculous. Next up in gaming news, we have a game being removed from Steam. Not often does that happen, especially a game so notable. Game title of Kings and Men has been removed because basically they can't fund development anymore. What a tragedy. This game actually wasn't that fantastic, wasn't that great, but I'm sure it had its own very small little niche community. However, it was actually one of the more popular games, and it was coming with a wave of survival server games such as Ark Survival Evolved, and then basically that was the spearhead, and then all these others followed. And it was supposed to be a game where there was going to be bots essentially in the game. You know, there was like civilians, but they were NPCs, and you can kind of like tell them what to do and build up your entire kingdoms and cities and fiefdoms, or I don't know, whatever, dude. You can build up a lot of stuff, you know, you and your guild, and of course all their bots and NPCs and their little civilians, their townspeople. And it was supposed to be like this big open world, basically an MMO, if I'm not mistaken, though it didn't have that many players actually on the server, but because the NPCs, it made it seem more lively, blah, 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 that was the dream. But the hype was not kept alive. The game basically was just like a really, really shitty chivalry. And it never really progressed past that from what I can tell from the videos that I saw. And I actually took it off my wish list. I wanted the game, but it just, you know, I wanted it for a very specific reason. And until that reason was in the game, basically what they sold the game about, you know, the whole city building thing, until that was in the game, I wasn't going to get it. Because there's actually some like medieval engineers or something. I don't know. There's a few other games that can kind of do some stuff like that. I can go play those games if I ever wanted to. I'll jump into Minecraft, dude. Go play like some Minecraft MMO servers. That stuff can be a hardcore. That stuff is pretty cool, dude. There's like legit like actual cities and like clans and stuff and economies. I don't know, man. It's pretty serious. So it's kind of tragic that this game sold itself on that idea, and then like it didn't focus on actually building that concept. They just slapped together some stuff and tried to make a game. And I think really what's most egregious here is that they sort of used early access as if it was crowdfunding. That's not the way you should use early access. Early access is if, okay, you have the money and the plans to create a full game. However, you're going to release it early in its early state so that you can more refine the game, especially since it's a multiplayer game that has like economies and it has like social dynamics. That makes a lot of sense, right? Release it early, have the players, a mass wall of players just throwing their thumbs and fingers at you so that we can get the game as polished as possible. But no, it just they actually just kind of wanted a lot of money. That's what it seems like. I don't really care about the passion supposedly they had or the passion that you players have. I really don't care about that. because you paid money for a promise of something and it wasn't fulfilled. You were cheated out of it. So hopefully you don't feel like your time was worth it, because you really shouldn't feel that way. And the developers though, however, I can say this. As awful as I think this whole situation is, they did do one thing that is actually kind of freaking cool, and way more games need to do this. So the developers completely failed, right? They're planning, their projections, they used it as a crowdfunding thing. It was awful. That's awful. That's horrible. The game is probably not in a great state. Okay. But however, they are going to, they took the game off Steam. It's completely shut down basically. The servers are going to go down. They can't afford to keep them going. However, they are going to release the code. They're going to do a new update. They're going to allow players to actually start their own servers and keep the game running. And way more games, especially free-to-play games, need to do this. I think that is amazing. In fact, World in Conflict, which was, I think, just given away for free, just released its server source code so that you can keep doing that now. That's fantastic, dude. There's so many games that I wish I could make my own servers for, keep playing them. And it takes so much effort for people to create these private servers for MMOs like Toontown. You've got the Warhammer one, a few others. I think Fusion Falls trying to come back. And it takes so much effort from like a team of people, when it would just be freaking awesome if you just, your game's dead. You're not making any money from it. Just release it to the public. Release it to the little community you have so that we can play it, have fun, and maybe grow from there, which I saw from Toontown, actually. We went to a convention there up in Pittsburgh, a little Toontown event. They had like this big talk and everything, and they had like a little computers all out, and everyone's playing Toontown and having fun. That was awesome, dude. I had no idea it was so popular. It was so ridiculous, actually, to see that. And that's like basically a private server. Anyways, so that is one cool thing that's there. But anyways, yeah, Of Kings and Men removed from Steam Store, but they are going to give the game to the community, basically. And that's pretty awesome. All right, next up in news, very big drama news. Keemstar got unpartnered from Twitch. Yeah, Keemstar actually was paid. Would you call it a sponsorship? I don't know. Twitch actually paid him to stream instead of on YouTube, which he would have done just fine, to actually stream on Twitch. So Keemstar came to Twitch and he was doing his shows. H3H3 and a bunch of other YouTubers moved over to Twitch because YouTube was adpocalypse and a lot of other not fun stuff. And I even went to Twitch, not much success. But Keemstar had success and he was doing great. He was part of that community, and actually he was a pretty good boy apparently. But Keemstar got unpartnered. He got kicked from the Twitch family because he did a video. I mean, he has, you guys know, right? Drama Alert. We all know this, right? He does Drama Alert and he talked about Dr. Disrespect, or at least that's his assumptions, and it should be pretty obvious. Technically though, I do believe that is in the terms of service. Whenever you become a partner, you're not supposed to attack or talk bad about other partners. And maybe that's kind of what happened here. I think it's unfair. Keemstar actually did a video talking about the injustice of it, how other people just kind of smash him, even though they're Twitch partners, and they'll do it on stream and things like that. But basically, Keemstar talked bad about Dr. Disrespect, who disrespected his wife by cheating on her and, basically ruining that family dynamic there. But the two-time, but Keemstar, apparently, yeah, he's no longer a partner. And I think that's kind of tragic, actually. Keemstar, he's not the greatest person. I think he's working on his image, though. I think he's doing a little bit better. But, with the whole Twitch streaming thing and him trying really hard to follow the rules, he actually really follows the rules on YouTube. I'm pretty sure he doesn't include cursing whatsoever. He's actually pretty friendly in a way. I don't think it's fair. There's so many other people on Twitch, and it's a reason why I don't care about Twitch anymore, that really should be getting the boot. I mean, just go to IRL. Like, seriously, guys, just go to IRL and you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of people breaking a lot of rules, but hey, they got tits. Fuck it. All right, guys, and final news before I jump on the stream so I can talk about the Steam Winter Sale. We have a pretty awesome thing. And this is actually going back to the Of Kings and Men thing, releasing the source code to people. A game called DawnGate, which was published by EA. Well, it was a MOBA. Apparently, it's coming back now, but that game got shut down. It got shut down. All the code was just locked down. Donezoed. And nobody could play it. And that sucks because the game was just getting started. It didn't even advertise itself. And they were having like this little esport league thing that they were going to start. They had a comic series, which was actually kind of engrossing. I mean, it was like the first episode of it, but it was really cool, actually. It definitely was rough around the edges, but every single day it was getting better and better. Honestly, it was better than Heroes of the Storm when that launched. DawnGate was kind of interesting, and now it's coming back. It's known as Shrine of Imana, which is kind of a cool name. So this is basically, it's more or less going to be a one-to-one copy of DawnGate, and it's going to have like all the lore, all the names. I don't know if the names exactly are going to come back exactly how it is, but basically it's going to be DawnGate. It's just called something different. It might technically, like some things here and there might be changed, but it's freaking DawnGate, and I think that's pretty exciting. This is definitely one of those rip games of the past decade. Like, it was a game that I think a lot of people kind of was looking out for, and I think it could have definitely filled the niche that Heroes of the Storm was doing. It was just fun. It was just fun stuff, you know. I know there's a lot of MOBAs out there, and I had fun with a lot of MOBAs, like Dragons and Titans, and then there was Air Mech, and I don't know, Tome, Immortal Arena. There was a lot of MOBAs that were coming out, and you know, I think DawnGate really was something special. But then again, Air Mech is also something special. It's kind of a pseudo RTS. You know, just being special doesn't save you, and you really need a lot of polish. You need a lot of promotions. You know, being a multiplayer game, being an esport focused game, there needed to be a bigger push. But that was EA's job, and that's kind of what's messed up. Is the game itself was cool, but what EA needed to do, they didn't do, and instead they just pulled the plug. They just did that. And actually, EA pulled the plug on a lot of their games. Oh yeah, all their free-to-play games. So, what a tragedy. If you're going to shut your game down, god damn it. I'm tired, but if you're going to shut your game down, please, let us run our own servers. Please and thank you, because that'd be freaking great. Anyways, guys, yeah, I need to get on to the Steam Winter Sale. Hopefully you join us for that. And hopefully I don't get a million comments saying this is freaking clickbait again. And hopefully you guys like the new thumbnail art style that we're going on with. And the rebranding, got the new icons, got the new banner, and we got a whole lot of new stuff coming here soon. So yeah. Anyways, join me in the stream. Let's have some fun. All right, guys. See you in the next one.